Okay, so I took it outside and I sprayed it pretty heavy, like I always do. And now I'm going to come back and start with the sky. And I'm going to make, the last thing I did before I sprayed it was I made these trees bigger, and I'm going to make them smaller again. And I'm hoping that will help them look like they're more in the distance. Well, I'm afraid I'm just thinking too much about making things look like what they are. Just a squiggly mess. Probably too squiggly for that far back, but all right. Geez. Okay. I'm going to work on these again. And I'm actually going to, I don't think it was so much that they were too tall. I think it was that they started up too high. All right. Wow, I just wish I had something more than white. This is going to be the brightest part of my snow right in here. And I'm varying the amount of texture, pressure I'm using here. So just doing it really lightly up in here, and then harder to make that harder edge right there. Yeah, and I didn't think very much about trying to work from the back to the front, which is what I usually try to do, and I think it might be the last time over. And I just didn't think about it. That's too strong a color. Let's see, can I do something else? Oh, gotta get brighter. I'm gonna try the same yellow I've been using in the snow. you know, really, I don't think anybody hates to do a bad job worse than I hate to do a bad job. And it's like right about now, I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, what was I even thinking? What am I doing here? Why am I painting this? This is a disaster. But probably after I go away and come back, you know, I won't feel that bad about it. So I'm just trying to not let it, you know. Also, I'm trying to really look for a change here. I think I've been just kind of not looking enough, maybe just a little too willy-nilly, or I'm just no, putting in more trunks than there really are, but it just seemed like I needed to do something. All right, and then shrubbery here, it just seems way too dark, even though it really is dark. Okay, I gotta tell you too, is I knew this when I started. I knew this was going to be a problem to use this white paper. You know, I knew better, honestly, and then I just did it anyway. Because every place that the white paper shows through is very distracting and annoying, because there is so much white in the picture, so... Okay, I kind of like that a little bit better. I'm feeling like that's not so bad now. All right. Okay, I got to do a little more behind in here, and then I can work on that dang tree that's in front. Okay. Oh, golly, yeah, there's some other, I see, I left out a bunch of shrubberies over there. It's funny that I've just enjoyed using this new set of pastels so much, and I don't know what's going on, but now I kind of feel like I just cannot find the right color. So I probably need to, okay, so there's a few other shrubberies. And they have a little light side, probably not that light, but. Whoops, got carried away there. It's another place where the things end up just ending right next to each other, so I don't want that to happen. All right, I'm going to try making those ones that are closer to me a little warmer in color, a little, not so just blue, just hoping that'll kind of help them come forward a little bit. Okay, well that was too much, but that's okay. I'm just trying to separate things a little bit, trying to make things that are behind go behind, things that are in front come in front. And I'm doing that by trying to make not as much texture in the things that are behind, maybe not quite as much value contrast. Well, I felt like this was going to be kind of difficult, but it's turned out to be a lot more difficult than I expected. So I kind of forgot how miserable it is to be so cold here in my studio. Oh God, that dang tree! I just like keep All right, back to that charcoal. See if I can. Oh, maybe I need more of a shadow color over here. Oh, it's really always so fun to not know how to do something, right? Such a learning opportunity. And that's the reason to keep painting, is for learning opportunities. Woohoo! All right, well, not finished, but I'm just going to have to take a break because I'm just too cold. And this is a stupid place to take a break because I haven't worked on it all. I guess I can't take a break. I just have to work on it all again. I just have to try to get it all covered. And I just don't understand why I don't have any purple. I still don't have any purple. All right, well. Oh, golly. Stupid grays are all out here masquerading as other things. And maybe I'll just put in, this is exactly what I always say don't do. It's like if you're messed up and you feel like, okay, if I just put in more detail, then things would be better. And look at that. Now I see my stupid bridge is way too tall. And isn't it funny that I bended it so much more? Like what was I thinking? Oh, sorry, I haven't really been talking about what I've been doing. And I know I'm just sort of flitting from here to there, but it's really just trying to, just noticing things like, oh, why doesn't this rock show up like it should? Oh, because there's actually a little snow right there that I missed. Just trying to look and see if something's not working, trying to figure out why it's not working, what I need to change to make it work better. So that's what I'm up to. And I'm kind of thinking, you know, that to finish it, I would need to spray it again. So I was trying to kind of get it all covered enough that it would make sense to spray it again, even though I desperately kind of want to quit because I'm so cold. So, you know, this doesn't look like snow right there. It's not the right color. It's not the right blue. It needs to be lighter than the actual bush. So that's much better. And then I don't know what I'm going to do here. There's a shadow from the bush on the snow and also a shadow on the frozen lake. And so maybe something like that would be okay, where I would have it be a little, just gonna make it be a little darker on the lake and a little lighter up on the, and then this to me looks like it's right on top of this. I keep going back and forth with that whole snow patch. So it doesn't to me look like it's behind that bush. It looks like it's sitting on top of it. So I'll try that. And then try to come back. Yeah, I don't know. There's really nothing that's not true at all here. But maybe just put a little stronger light right in there or something. And there's some snow on that bush, and I don't know if I can. I like the idea of having snow on the bush. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, I'm getting rid of that. Wow. Hate it when I make those little scraggly, really, shoot, as the bush just keeps growing, but maybe that's good. Maybe, you know what, the bush is bigger. But I hate it when I make those little skinny strokes. I seem to remember that this bush gave me a lot of trouble, even in the summertime. Look, I just did it back and forth, making that too bright. Okay, I just sprayed it, and wow, it's funny. I think it looks better sprayed than it did before. So there's some things I noticed that I'm not going to fix. Like one thing is I made the bridge so much more arched than it really is. But I'm not going to try to undo that now. I'm just going to go with it. Honestly, I think I made it more arched like the bridge in Monet's paintings or something. So that's a pretty good example of painting what you think you know rather than what you see. So I am going to come back and start with the sky. And one thing that spraying it did, it made it have more depth. So I'm hoping I can work on it a little bit here without wrecking that sense of depth that I somehow got from spraying it. And I'm hoping to do some of these little doodahs while my hands are not so cold I can't really control what I'm up to. It's quite cold here today. And it's quite cold in my studio because no one's at home, so the heat's turned way down. All right, so, well, I think I'm gonna try a little bit of light yellow in the sky, if I can find a yellow anywhere. All right, here's one over here. And then just, remember, you're just asking yourself all the time, better or worse, better or worse. So I think that's a little bit better. Oh, get that box out of the way. Hey, so it's probably time to paint another swan because I sold another swan painting this week. And, sorry to say I don't really like swans, but people seem to like paintings of them. All right, that doesn't seem quite right. I'm going to add a little gray to that line of trees. And I am trying to remember to work from the back forward so that, so that things in front literally are in front. Okay, so that seems a little better. And I don't really know if I needed to spray it again. I don't even know. I know I wasn't really happy. So one thing I just haven't been able to solve is that this bush just looks like the snow is right on top of it instead of like it's behind it. So I'm hoping I can kind of figure that out. And just get a little more snow behind that weeping tree. And then there's just, it's amazing how there's just it seems like there's no light anywhere. Everything is against the dark. Okay, so I guess I need to work on these trees up here a little bit too. They're probably a little bit too yellowy. No, that's too dark because the trees are a little lighter than the sky. I'm talking to myself now, trying to remember that it's just the illusion. Just want to give the illusion that it's all you know that there's a lot of limbs. But without having to do every one that's there. And I'm just catching a tiny little edge of this pretty new pastel that has kind of a new edge on it. Yoza. So one thing is, when you spray it, I just feel I have to work on the whole thing again. And I can't just leave some places untouched, because sometimes I feel like when I get it in the frame and I look at it, I see these flattened areas that have clearly places where it hasn't been worked on since it was sprayed. I don't know why I see it better once it's in the frame, if the glass somehow makes it show up more or what, but I just wanted to put a little light on those bushes through there. It just seems, everything seems so dark. And, oh, look at that, that's bad. So I haven't actually worked on those trees in front. Okay, so, okay. I just want to show you how to sharpen a charcoal pencil. So I'm right-handed, so I hold my single edge razor blade in my right hand, and I'm holding my charcoal pencil in my left hand. And now I'm pushing the razor blade with my left thumb. And I'm making a long, I'm sharpening it. I'm making a long point. It's a nice, if you're at a drawing class or something, this is kind of a nice meditative thing to do as you get ready for your class. This razor blade is not very sharp. You sure don't want to do this and push on the sharp edge of your razor blade. So sometimes what I've done, because I did actually do that once and it really hurt and there was a lot of blood, put a piece of tape on the edge that's not sharp, so you know which way to turn your razor blade without having to think about it too much. So I want to make a nice long tapered point, and I'm not taking off very much, and I'm not really using, my right hand is just guiding it, but my left hand, my left thumb is what's pushing. Okay, so now let's see, put that somewhere, I won't just grab it. If I can add a few more. Yeah, that's quite superior to trying to use the this little point of the pastel. Jeneane, Jeneane, Jeneane. And just like usual, I have to try to tidy things up with the pastel. So it's kind of a back and forth process. of working on the bridge and then working on the snow behind the bridge. And I just, you know, it's really hard for me to work in that far right left-hand corner here. And I just seem to always have some sort of center of interest over here that requires some. All right, now I don't have a white charcoal pencil, but that might be too much anyway, so. You know, it's like, just try not to worry if things get messy, because you can just come back and cut it down. It's much more of a problem when things get away from you in the oil painting department, because then what you have to do is you have to like either wipe it all off, let it dry. This can be very annoying. All right, I don't think that has to do anything else. Okay, I've got one more idea to try here about this bush, and that is to make it taller. I truly hate this bush. Maybe, you know what, maybe I'm just going to get rid of that whole little spit of land right there. You know, sometimes you just hope you're going to make it better. You don't really know if you can or not, but you just kind of have to try. So that little reflection, I really wanted to try to figure that out a little bit. The part where the ice is open. And how maybe by turning the strokes different directions, I could make it show where the solids, well, where the water is and where the top of the ice is. And I guess there's kind of a tiny little outline. Get it all too light, and then there's no sense of depth. I hate this bush. Really too long. Let's break it up a little bit there. All right, I'm just gonna let it go. Should I just try one more time to put the snow on the bush? No, no, absolutely not. There's no surface left on the bush. Let's see if I could just make it a little lighter. God, I would love to have something red in here, but short of putting a person walking across the bridge, which I'm not in the mood to try right now. Okay, well, that's it.